According to The Bold and the Beautiful B&B, recap for Friday, October 31st, Remy Price, Christian Weissman, disregarded Luna Nozawa's, Lisa Yamada warning, which led to a disastrous welcoming party for Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn. Deke was questioned about his mystery man at Forrester Creations by Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Deke was excited to present his boyfriend at the next welcoming celebration. Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, Electra Forrester, Lania Grace, Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, Katie Logan, Heather Tom, and Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, were all prepared for the welcome party. Now that they had quickly become friends, Electra was eager to meet the man in Deke's life. Eventually, Ivy had a private moment with Electra and questioned whether Luna's turmoil was too much for her niece, especially since Luna was expecting Will's child. As she stood by Will, Electra thought back to how he had supported her during her previous crisis with Remy. Remy then visited Luna in prison on Friday's B&B show and asked whether she was all right after noticing her bruised face. Luna ended up bragging about her pregnancy while insisting she was all right. Luna benefited from Electra's discomfort, but Remy continued to feel bad about his previous Electra transgressions. In the end, Remy disclosed that his partner was Deacon's kid and clarified that he will be introduced at Forrester today. Since Remy would be entering the lion's lair, especially if Will was present, Luna was concerned that was a bad idea. Remy didn't want to keep his relationship news a secret indefinitely and wasn't scared of Will. Luna obviously anticipated that all of this would end badly, despite Remy's belief that he might win Electra's forgiveness and gain acceptance from everyone else. As it turned out, things went horribly wrong when Deke later invited Remy to the party. Deke was perplexed by the intense tension in the room as Electra, Ivy, and Will all reeled. Keep checking back for updates on Remy's desperate attempts to mend his relationship after the impending blow-up, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Hours later, Forrester Creations shimmered with laughter and celebration. Champagne flutes clinked, and upbeat music played as family and colleagues toasted Deke's new position. Hope mingled with Katie and Daphne, while Electra stayed close to Will, whispering about how excited she was to meet Deke's boyfriend. "He sounds like he makes Deke really happy," she said, eyes bright. "He deserves that." Will smiled. "He does. After everything his dad's been through, they both could use some peace." Deke entered the room, nerves hidden behind a practiced grin. His suit crisp, his eyes darting toward the door every few seconds. Hope nudged him gently. "You okay?" "Yeah," he said with a deep breath. "Just ready for this to go well." A few minutes later the door opened, and Remy walked in. For a moment time froze. Electra's smile faltered, her breath caught, and the color drained from her face. Ivy turned sharply, her jaw dropping as recognition dawned. Will stiffened beside Electra, his hand automatically tightening around hers. What is he doing here?" Electra whispered, voice trembling. Deke, still beaming, gestured toward Remy. "Everyone, I'd like you to meet my boyfriend, Remy Price." The room fell silent. Even the music seemed to die mid-note. Hope's eyes widened in horror as she remembered the stories. The torment, the manipulation, the scandal that nearly destroyed Electra. Katie's face twisted in disbelief, while Daphne exchanged uneasy glances with Ivy. "You can't be serious," Will finally spat, stepping forward protectively in front of Electra. Deke blinked, confused. "What's wrong? What's going on?" Remy, trying to keep his composure, offered a shaky smile. "I didn't know she worked here again. I swear I didn't." "Don't," Electra cut him off, her voice shaking but fierce. "Don't lie. You knew exactly what you were doing." Her eyes filled with tears as memories of the trauma came flooding back. The fear, the humiliation, the betrayal. Deke's smile faded completely as the realization hit him like a freight train. "You're telling me you're the guy?" he asked slowly, turning toward Remy with disbelief. "The one who?" Will stepped closer, his voice low and dangerous. "He's the one who destroyed her reputation, who manipulated her, who made her think she'd never recover." Deke staggered back, color draining from his face. Remy, tell me that's not true. But Remy couldn't. The silence that followed was answer enough. Hope gently touched her father's arm, whispering, "Deke, maybe we should step outside." But he shook her off, eyes locked on the man who had shattered everything in an instant. "You made me believe in you," Deke said hoarsely. "You told me you were trying to be better, that you were done with lies." Remy's voice cracked. "I am. I made mistakes, but I've changed." "No," Deke cut in, voice breaking. "You just destroyed the one good thing I had." Electra's tears spilled freely now, and will turn toward Deke, his tone icy. "You need to get him out of here." Security arrived moments later, and Remy, realizing there was no coming back from this, gave one last desperate glance toward Deke. "I'm sorry," he whispered before being escorted out. The silence left behind was heavy, suffocating. Electra collapsed into Will's arms, sobbing uncontrollably, while Ivy and Katie hovered nearby, their faces pale. Hope, trying to hold herself together, watched as Deke stood motionless, his entire body trembling. Finally he turned to Hope, eyes wet. "I didn't know," he whispered. "I swear I didn't know." Hope nodded softly. "I believe you. But this is going to take time." Deke stared at the door Remy had exited through, the sound of distant footsteps echoing in his mind. "No," he murmured. "Time won't fix this. Nothing will." As the night fell over Los Angeles, Forrester Creations stood eerily quiet, the laughter and music replaced by whispers of betrayal and pain. Luna, alone in her cell, felt a chill crawl down her spine, as if sensing the chaos her warning had failed to prevent. In the parking lot, Deke sat in his car, staring at his reflection in the rearview mirror, wondering how everything had gone so wrong. He thought about Remy's words about second chances, about how love could blind a person to danger. Inside, Electra sat in the darkened design room, Will's arm around her shoulders as she tried to stop trembling. "He can't hurt you again," Will whispered, but she wasn't sure she believed it. Some wounds never fully heal, they just scar over. And somewhere, watching the city lights from a distance, Remy whispered to himself that he wasn't finished. Not yet. Because in his mind, love wasn't over until he said it was.